Hi, my name is Evan Unti, guide at Deschutes Angler Fly Shop, and today I want to talk about the third component to maintaining tension and control of your drift while Euro nymphing. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, there are links in the description of the video down below, and I highly recommend watching those first two before venturing into the third component. All three pieces are important to make the drift work and for you to catch a lot of fish. So the third part of keeping and maintaining tension or control of the drift is going to be what I consider the micromanagement of the drift. And the micromanagement of the drift is really a function of controlling your sighter, i.e. the height that your sighter fishes off the water. If I cast up, move my rod slightly right into the right position, and gently move the rod downstream with the drift, I do have a good degree of tension on the drift and contact with the fly, but I don't have a lot of control over the sighter. The sighter is going to want to continue to descend. So watch the chartreuse sighter here. I'm going to cast up, position my rod in the right place, and then gently move right. But as I'm moving right, the chartreuse sighter continues to get deeper and deeper and deeper, meaning I don't have good control over my flies. They're continuing to descend, and of course eventually you're going to hang up on the bottom. So I cast up, and if I just move, my sighter continues to descend, 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 and eventually I'm going to be hung up in the bottom. So we got to get control over that sighter. The best way to get control over the sighter is you're going to have to manage this line right here. I'm going to use my left hand to manage the line. I'm going to cast up, and as the fly is coming back, I'm moving the rod, but I'm gently crawling the line back in to keep the sighter at exactly the same height off the water throughout the whole drift. Up, I move, and I'm just gently crawling the line, maintaining that sighter height off the water. And I'm doing that without lifting the rod. The rod tip is staying the same height off the water throughout the drift so that I don't get any lateral pull back towards me. The finger crawl is my preferred method in terms of controlling everything. I feel like it's smoother, it's got less bounce, but it also requires a certain degree of coordination, and if you're not used to doing it, it can be a little cumbersome. Alternatively, rather than using the finger crawl, you can strip the line just like you would if you were picking up the slack, say on a nice dry fly drift that's coming back to you. Same concept, I come up, I move the rod to the right, and now I'm just using this gentle strip right here to control the tension and the sighter height off the water. Just gently stripping, stripping, stripping. It's really important that the strips are very gentle. Okay, you got to be smooth when you do this so that the sighter doesn't bounce. If I strip erratically like that, you're going to see the sighter bouncing, and if the sighter's bouncing, your flies are bouncing. You're probably not going to catch a whole lot of fish that way. So make sure that the rod's in the right position, you're moving downstream, and then you can go ahead and incorporate the strip into the drift. Rod tip's in the position, I'm moving downstream, and now I can incorporate the drift, the strip into the drift. You really want to make sure that you don't strip right out of the gate. And by that I mean rather than moving the rod tip, you put it up, and the first move you make is to strip like that. If you make that big strip, you're going to see the sighter bounces quite a bit. Okay? Always make sure that the rod tip is moving downstream first, and then incorporate the strip into the drift. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Have a great day.